In the 12th year of Ahaz, king of Judah, began Hoshea, the son of Elah, to reign in Samaria over Israel 9 years.
Right. So Hosea, as we just read in this book, known as OC, he was the king of Israel for 9 years. Keep going to the 10 tribes, the northern kingdom. He was the king of. Keep going.
And he did that which was evil in the sight of the Lord.
Now, this particular ruler of Israel, the northern kingdom, was evil in the sight of the Lord. Keep going.
But not as the kings of Israel that were before him.
Because there was more wicked than him. Nevertheless, he was still wicked. Keep going.
Against him came up Shalmaneser, king of Assyria.
And against Hoshea came up Shalmaneser, the king of Assyria. Keep going.
And Hoshea became his servant,
right,
and gave him presents.
Keep going.
And the king of Assyria found conspiracy in Hosea,
right,
for he had sent messengers to So,
right,
king of Egypt,
right,
and brought no present to the king of Assyria,
right,
as he had done year by year.
Right, so he found conspiracy. Shalmaneser the fifth found conspiracy in Hoshea because he didn't bring him presents as before. Keep going.
Therefore the king of Assyria shut him up,
right, keep going,
and bound him in prison.
Keep going.
Then the king of Assyria came up throughout all the land.
Now Shalmaneser the fifth is coming out throughout all the land, and we reading that. This is the definition of Assyria, and I'm gonna go. It says Shalmaneser the fifth besieged Samaria for 3 years. Right? It says he died during the siege. That's what this book is saying. But keep going.
And went up to Samaria and besieged it 3 years.
That's what it says. So far, that's correct. Shalmaneser the fifth besieged Samaria for 3 years. Keep going.
Verse 6.
Right.
In the 9th year of Hosea, the king of Assyria,
right,
took Samaria,
right,
and carried Israel away into Assyria.
Right. Who? What?
And carried Israel away into Assyria.
Now it's saying, read 6 again.
Reading 6 again.
Right.
In the 9th year of Hosea, the king of Assyria took Samaria,
right,
and carried Israel away into Assyria.
Right. Now, but this says he died during the siege. So this is a lie, right? This definition is a lie. You have to know how to use discernment. That's why you got to read the book. Seek ye out of the book of the Lord and read, right? Then you can filter other false information out. It says, all you got to do is go to the definition of Assyria and just read the whole thing, right? And get to the point to where it says Shalmaneser the fifth besieged Samaria for 3 years, which is correct, right? Because the northern kingdom got taken out of their land in 722 BC. Shalmaneser the fifth reigned from 726 to supposedly 722 BC, but he lived longer than that, right? And it says he died during the siege, and his successor Sargon the second, now called Sargon the third, took the city in 721 BC. But read 6 again.
Reading 6 again.
Right.
In the 9th year of Hosea, the king
of Assyria
took Samaria,
right, which is Shalmaneser the fifth. Keep going.
And carried Israel away into Assyria,
right,
and placed them in Halah,
right,
and in Hobah,
and
by the river of Gozan,
right, yeah,
and in the cities of the Medes.
And in the where?
Cities of the Medes.
Right. So I want you to go to 2 Kings 18 and 9 and read to verse 10, or read to verse 11.
Okay, 2 Kings 18 and 9.
Right, and start at verse 18 and 9 and read to verse 11.
Reading 2 Kings, chapter 18, starting at verse 9. And it came to pass in the 4th year of King Hezekiah,
right,
which was the 7th year of Hosea, son of Elah.
Right, you may be confused that there's two kings. Hezekiah is the king of the southern kingdom of Judah and Benjamin and Levi. And Hosea is the king of the 10 tribes, the northern kingdom. Keep going.
Hosea, son of Elah,
Right.
king of Israel.
Yep. King of
That Shalmaneser, king of Assyria.
that who?
That Shalmaneser, king of Assyria.
That Sargon.
Shalmaneser, king of Assyria,
Keep going.
came up against Samaria
Right.
and besieged it.
Right.
And at the end of 3 years,
And at the end of 3 years, keep going.
they took it.
They took it. Keep going.
Even in the 6th year of Hezekiah,
Right.
that is the 9th year of Hosea, the king of Assyria.
So the 6th year of Hezekiah was the 9th year of King Hoshea. Keep going.
Samaria was taken.
Keep going.
Verse 11.
Right.
And the king of Assyria did carry away Israel
Right.
unto Assyria,
Right.
and put them in Halah and in Habah.
So it's saying the king of Assyria took them and put them in these cities. Keep going. Keep listening. Keep going.
By the rivers of Gozan, and in the cities of the Medes.
Yep. Now I want you to go to 2nd Esdras 13 and 40 again. 2nd Esdras 13 and 40. Now you may just be like, well, it's only saying the king of Israel. It didn't say Shalmaneser the 5th king of Israel took them, right? Now we're gonna go to 2nd Esdras 13 and 40 for those who are hard of hearing, right? And we're gonna explain, and it's gonna tell you what particular king by name took the northern tribe. Go ahead.
2nd Ezra, in the Apocrypha, chapter 13, starting at verse 40. These are the 10 tribes which were carried away prisoners out of their own land
Right.
in the time of Hosea.
Right, which is supposed to be Hoshea. It says, did it say, what does it say?
Hosea.
Right, so it's supposed to be Hoshea. Keep going.
The king whom Shalmaneser,
Who?
the king who Shalmaneser,
Sargon.
Shalmaneser,
Keep going.
the king of Assyria,
Right.
led away captive.
What did Shalmaneser the 5th do? Led away them captive. So it wasn't Sargon the 2nd or whatever bull crap they made up. Right? That was a lie. That's a blatant lie. Keep going.
He carried them over the waters.
Right? He giving me by name. Shalmaneser the 5th carried them over the waters. Keep going.
And so came they into another land.
Right?
But they took the counsel among themselves,
Right.
that they would leave the multitude of the heathen,
That they would leave the Assyrians. Keep going.
and go forth into a further country,
Go forth into a further country. Keep going.
where never mankind dwelt,
Which would be the Americas. Keep going.
that they might there
That when they get there, keep going.
keep their statutes, which they never kept in their own land.
You know, because they was going off, and now at this point they slaves, so they probably couldn't if they wanted to. Keep going.
And they entered into Euphrates by the narrow passage of the river.
The Euphrates River. Keep going.
For the Most High then showed signs for them,
Keep going.
and held still the flood,
Made the waters calm. Keep going.
till they were passed over.
Right.
For through that country
Right.
there was a great way to go,
How long?
namely of a year